AP there. So what we're going to go ahead and do real quick, I'm going to share the stream with everybody. That way we can go ahead and get more. Hello all newcomers and welcome back my fellow Aeternians. Sorry for the interruption there. I was trying to get the stream posted so everybody could know what's going on. Francisco said shalom. Hey, how are you, Francisco? It's good to see you. Right now, I will show you kind of what I'm doing, prop you guys up here. This is the initial beginnings of our shelter. I'll actually kind of walk you around so you can see everything. Grand Fairwade of Mew said hello. Hello, Grand Fairwade. It's good to see you. Let me kind of show you what we're working with here. I haven't been able to be here in like 6 months or more, so things have kind of gotten destroyed in the weather a little bit, but our main foundation is still stable. What we're trying to do here is we are trying to slowly build up the walls with reclaimed wood that we have here from the land. This is 100% developed from Vitae, from its natural resources, and without cutting down and destroying too many trees here. We're trying to keep the natural forest as in its natural state as possible, so we are just slowly building and developing these walls. And as you can see, we have this little pit here that's being dug. What we're trying to do is make this a half buried shelter. So we're going to be continuing to dig this out today. I have my bucket, I have my pickaxe and my shovel, and we're going to be adding that dirt to these walls. So as we continue to find, again, more sticks, more debris that have been fallen throughout the winter here, we are going to be using that to continue to fortify these walls. We're going to be using larger pieces of tree trunks to actually be buried in the ground to act as our supporting frame. And then we are going to be covering this entire thing with a thick layer of dirt. So as we continue to pull out from the bottom, we are going to be stacking along the sides and supporting with these thicker pieces of foundation with these thicker tree trunks. So as we continue along, I hope you guys enjoy watching the development. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm excited about this. Like I said, I haven't been able to come out in several months, and it feels like I've been away from home. So I'm excited to get back and to continue developing. At this current stage, of course, this isn't livable. This is barely even a campsite. So at this point, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing to develop this for the purposes of storage. Right now, we have no way to store anything here without it being open to the public and potentially available to be stolen. So as we continue to develop our metals refining industry, as we continue to develop all the different projects we have, we're going to need to start storing something somewhere. Somewhere we can ideally put a lock on a door and keep people, intruders, a little bit out. So as well as animals and other things. So what we're going to be doing is continuing to build this up, continuing to work on it, and hopefully you guys can follow us along. Let's see. Francisco says, thank Christ you stream after ages. Yes, it has been a long time. I've been working in the private sector. I've been trying my best to earn additional income for Aeternia and the development of Vitae here. And now we have a little bit. Right now we are also developing our driveway. We have some gravel that we've been able to put down for it, and are continuing to try and improve. Burak says, hello, bro. Take it easy. Greetings from Kongar. Good to see you, Burak, and I'm glad to see you from Kongar. Manu says, hi, what are we doing here? What's up, Manu? We are in Vitae. We are in Aeternia's land development in our lovely home of Vitae, Aeternia's capital. We are actively trying to develop a storage shelter for Aeternia. Eventually, we would like to be able to improve this enough to have people be able to camp here and slowly start to develop it for use by citizens. But at the moment, of course, it's, like I said, barely a campsite. So what we're going to be doing is continuing to remove dirt from the bottom. As you can see, there's kind of a pit here. It's maybe at its deepest point about at my, let's see, right about here. It's about at my knee, so maybe, 2 feet, something like that. We're going to be continuing to dig out this entire floor to be at that depth, and then as we continue, we are going to be using that to add along the sidewalls. So we're going to be thickening up those sidewalls, insulating it a little bit from the cold as we continue to stack these walls up higher and higher and start to develop a roof. We initially put this this plastic covering here to try and mitigate some of the weather, to try and get runoff from the rain to drip away from our hole here. But as I haven't been able to upkeep it in many months, it has, of course, gotten destroyed by the weather. So we still have a lot here that we can develop. There's still plenty in our foundation that is stable. So we're going to be continuing to work on that and improve it and see how far we can get today. So thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Francisco says, I've been working like a slave to get more money. I definitely understand, Francisco. It is tough. It's tough to try and get more money, especially as an adult, you know, trying to battle your bills versus your interests and your desires, and trying to make things as efficient as possible. So that's what we're trying to do here, use all of the resources we have here at our disposal naturally in Vitae to build something that is 100% uniquely Aeternian, and we're going to continue to build and develop it until it is safe for Aeternians. So right now, again, this will be primarily a storage structure as we test it out, as we, you know, eventually continue to add improvements for stability and safety. But as of right now, we have something that's a pretty cool start. So with that all being said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is start digging, continuing to develop, continuing to work on this. I'll kind of angle you guys so you can see my progress a little bit better. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to talk about or discuss with me as I do this, please let me know. I'm going to be checking the comments periodically and just working, just trying to get this as developed as possible for today, so that hopefully in the next week or two I can come back out, continue the process, especially right now when it's winter in Vitae. We don't have very many pests. When you come here in the summer, it is covered in spider webs, it is covered in bugs, so that's nature, that's life. But right now we have the opportunity to kind of protect against that a little bit and use the time that we have while everything's hibernating, while everything's away, to build. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with my pickaxe, I'm going to essentially just be trying to pull away some more of this this ground right here, adding to the essentially expanding this 2-foot hole that we have, and then continuing to pull out more and more as we go. And I'm going to be adding it to this bucket, so that way when we get a large amount, I can beef up the side walls. You might be able, I'll show you later, there are places where we've actually started to do that at maybe about a foot depth. So we're going to continue to see how far we can get. And if you guys don't mind, please tell your friends about the stream. Please let people know, because the more people that stay in the stream, the longer I can stream, because it helps Aeternia to develop. I haven't been able to work on the Aeternia channel in a long time as well because of my work. So the more that we can put into it, the more that we can show people we're growing and making progress, the more that I can be here for you guys. And that means the more people to give input, the more people to teach us how to improve, and the quicker we can develop. Because we are doing this on an Aeternian day, in an Aeternian way, for our people's future and progress. So right now I'm just breaking up the ground. There's a lot of roots that have developed here. And that's something that we've been constantly battling as we've been digging this hole thus far, since we got the tank. And so that's the primary reason for the pickaxe. Once we get to a little bit softer ground, it's easier to just use the shovel and scoop things. But until then, we have a lot of axe swinging to do. And in fact, it's like 40 degrees out here, but doing all this work makes you a little warm. So I'm going to go ahead and use our fancy coat hanger here to hang that up. And I'll read a couple comments. Ooh, Nautica. I have not replied to you yet on Discord, but I saw your message. I'm happy to discuss on here if you're comfortable. Nautica asked if I wanted to be allies. I haven't had a chance to check out your Discord yet. I want to. But as of the moment, Aeternia is primarily interested in economic development. As you can see here, we're working on a lot of big projects. So if you're interested in that, if you have some ability to develop trade or economic development between our nations. I would love to discuss that further, but we don't just jump into alliances like that. So 100%, if we can talk through kind of the specifics of that, what you're thinking, I would love to continue that discussion and see where it goes. Eastern Valley says hello. Hello, Eastern Valley. It's good to see you. Francisco says, in meantime, we have a problem with radical Muslim insurgents in northern Yara. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything works out, and I hope all the people of Yara can come together as a community. Barack says, rest assured, a great work can come from this place. I appreciate that, Barack. It's a hard thing to do, to develop something yourself, to do it in a way that is cost efficient and really something uniquely culturally your own. That's a big part of this, is not relying as much on the outside world, not developing based on the tactics and the culture of another society, but trying to do it yourself, hitting all those roadblocks, making all of those mistakes, and figuring out your own rhymes and reasons for why you do things. So it is a pretty tough spot that we're in to try and do that. It is, of course, a long road and something that is going to take us a minute to develop. But I'm sure once we have Aeternians living and working here, that will be a big help. As well, as we continue to develop the driveway here in Vitae, we have an RV that we're fixing up. So there will be more news on that pretty soon, but as we continue to develop the RV, we'll be able to park it out here, and that'll mean more running water, that'll mean a place for us to stay out of the rain, out of the weather, with insulation, and that'll allow Tiffany and I to be kind of the first permanent residents here, not staying full-time in the RV, but being able to be here pretty regularly to continue that development, and as well to be able to stay here maybe for a week or more at a time. So that'll allow us a significant advantage on the timeline that we have for developing Vitae and developing shelters like this one. But I appreciate it, Barack. Your support means the world to me, sincerely. I know everybody has been waiting a long time to see what we're going to do with this land and to see how we're going to take all that progress that we've had through the community, through YouTube that we've been on for years, and what we make of that. And so I'm trying to show that. I'm trying to show that we're not trying to take the easy way. We're not trying to just do something quick and dirty. We're wanting to go the right way. We're wanting to develop with our own hands. We're wanting to develop for our own people. And we're wanting to make something that future generations can be proud of and say, our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents built this with their hands, with techniques they learned by living and developing on the land. And we have many inspirations for that. Of course, you know, Native American tribes, of course, many indigenous peoples. And the spirit of humanity in general, just to survive, to make something out of nothing. It's wonderful what you can do with the resources of a natural place. And I think in our modern society, we've lost a lot of that, where we feel like we have to have these prefab houses, these places that are designed and built by developers to make a profit. And that's not necessarily the case. I hope that in Aeternia, specifically here in Vitae, we can give people a home who may otherwise not have the financial means to purchase one. Not to rent to them, not to sell to them, but to give them as a human right, as a part of our community, and as fellow Aeternians. And I guess here locally, Vitae. So I'm excited to see what the future brings in the next couple of years for those who may wish to stay here. So real quick, I'll show you what I'm doing before I walk off camera. Sorry for the shakiness, everybody. Okay, so bucket of dirt, probably gonna add one or two more scoops to it. Republic of Nautica says, well, I'll rejoin stream in a bit. I had to go get parts for a car. Bye. Good luck, Nautica. Thank you so much for supporting us, and I can't wait to continue talking to you about Nautica's future and Aeternias. Francisco says, we don't have our language, we just made Hebrew, Serbian, English, Arabic, and Spanish our official languages. Very cool. Eastern Valley says they're constructing a language. Francisco says he is reconstructing an old shelter as far as I heard. That is correct. Torrance, good to see you. I hope to message you pretty soon, actually. I hope you're doing well, and I'm excited to talk to you. Yes, we are continuing to develop something that we've been developing a while back in Vitae that we have not been able to continue for a while, which is continuing to develop this shelter. We're having a half-buried shelter that we're developing, and right now I'm trying to continue to dig deeper so that we have a better foundation, can stick our supports in better, and continue constructing our frame. So, right now I have this big mound of dirt stuck in this bucket. What I'm going to do, you can follow me, I'm going to grab this bucket, I'm going to walk the bucket over to one of our walls. Let me show you a better example wall over here where you can see already, once I move this fallen tree branch, see we've had a lot of issues with stuff, but we can actually use that as a part of our structure in a little while, so long as it's sturdy enough. We'll have to kind of test it. But you can see we have some dirt that we've started to pile up along this wall. Now this is, larger tree branches, larger interwoven pieces of wood, of debris that we've been able to kind of sew together and make a patchwork out of. Now we are supporting that and insulating it with this dirt, with the earth. And that's something that has been used in many different cultures throughout time to help protect against weathering, to help protect against erosion and just the rot of the materials that they use. And also, it is a way for us to build something that looks and feels unique to Aeternia. Even though, again, that style, that technique has been used in many different places, it is not something that is used all the time in the modern day. So, that being the case, we're taking this, we have these root systems as well, which are pretty sturdy and binding together, and we're just pushing it into our structure. Now that is going to add, again, a little bit of support for us. And then we're going in and we're just pushing all of this. And right now I'm doing it with my hands so that you guys can see a little bit better just what I'm doing, but I would normally do this with a shovel and just shoving it down into there to continue stacking that wall up, to continue to make it something that doesn't just look like a bundle of sticks together, but actually looks like a full constructed material shelter. Now, I'm going to continue to shove things in there as well. This right now is definitely not airtight, you can see, but over time the hope is that this development, this sticking of dirt and of the earth into this wall and in between the layers of these sticks and branches will actually create some insulation from pests as well. Pests can burrow very slightly into the ground, but really dense, thick things, especially this wood material, especially the earth itself, the actual just pure dirt, is going to be something that fewer and fewer pests can actually get into, and that we can manage more easily over time. So even though it's not foolproof, even though it's not perfect, that is something that'll help us significantly. And as well, just as nature does, you can see in our wall there's starting to be some plants that grow. That's a really important part of this. One, in keeping it as a natural habitat, as something that is, a part of the land and a part of the environment, but also something that allows us additional protection is that as we develop this and as we build more on it, we're going to try and implement grass growth onto here. So you'll be able to see plants and leaves and grass and maybe even little smaller trees actually growing up on top of this structure, which of course will add weight, so we'll have to make sure to really support and secure that foundation, but it will allow us a lot of opportunity as far as protecting against those pests, as far as protecting against the weather, and again, continuing to just show what this development can do. So we still have, of course, a lot of dirt, a lot of stuff here that we need to pile on, but I figured I would show you guys the way that I'm kind of doing that. Maybe I can find a place to set you so you can watch as I continue. Let's see. Let's see, how's that? Not going great. Okay, how does that look for you guys? Y'all see all right? There we go. Okay, hey everybody. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna grab my shovel and shovel this. I'm gonna walk out of camera view for a moment so I can do that. Got our shovel. Walking back. And I'm just gonna go right here, scoop, and try and shove some of that up into there. So I'm gonna continue to do this in as many places as we see large holes and gaps in the structure. And that way, our foundation starts to become a little bit more supportive. So as we continue to do this, more of these branches start to actually catch the stuff that we're putting on them. As well, we can actually go in with our foot and stomp into there a little bit. That may be hard to see from the angle that you're at. But what I'm doing is I'm pushing a lot of this dirt up against the wall, and then I'm actually compressing it with my boot. So that's something that again will kind of help the support and the structure of this development. And one of the things that you'll notice as I move, this is some of the wall that we did previously. You can see there are little cracks and stuff in it, but the structure is very solid. It is compacted, it is dense. Again, there are little pieces that are kind of breaking off like right here, but we can continue to go in and support those and pack that in. You can see a lot of this is starting to get sturdier, and that's the hope, is that as we continue, you know, these little root pieces, stuff like this, that have now kind of been buried in that dirt, are holding on to it. They're acting as additional structure and additional support as we put in between these bindings for these trees. Let's see. Manu says, that's cool, to Eastern Valley making their own language. Francisco said, great leap forward, Aeternia edition. Oh geez, let's hope I don't overwork myself here. That would not be good. That would not be a good that would not be good PR for Aeternia. So we're gonna continue to develop this as well. If you guys like TikTok, I hate to plug too much, but we are just a few people away. I think it's like 5 or 6 followers from getting to 1,000 there. And that's an incredible accomplishment because we can start doing TikTok live streams. I love doing these live streams and I love seeing your guys' support here, but if we can get on TikTok, I know there is a large opportunity there for us to continue to grow our audience and to get new people who may not follow us on YouTube to go over and support us. So if you guys want more live streams, you want more regular content, and want us to be able to interact with a larger community, if you go and follow us on TikTok, you are able to help us do that. And we can start doing more live streams. We can hopefully start getting more donations in and continue to develop the empire as we go. So, back over here, back to our dirt pile. Let's continue to build. Let me see if I can just start grabbing some more of this loose dirt, throwing it into here, and then pulling it out. Hope you guys can see all right. Now, this project as well is something that should probably be done by about 10 or 12 people. This is something that with just 1 or 2, as we've had most of the time out here, it's going to take a good while. So we do need some support. If you guys know anybody in the northern section of Alabama, you should definitely let them know to come and help us out. Because we would love the assistance and advice of others around here, especially as it pertains to how this fits into the local community. We really want to connect to our local community here, and we want to make a positive impact. So if any of you have relatives, friends, online acquaintances in or around Alabama, in the United States, let them know that there's a new country in town and that we're excited to talk to them. So again, Another bucket full. That wasn't a good shove. There we go. Another bucket full. I'm gonna go dump this, add it to the wall. I'm not gonna bring you guys again because I feel like it just takes a lot to go back and forth, but give me one moment and I will have that. We will be back in action over here and I will have the wall a little bit more supportive. I'm actually gonna take this with me. Be right back, you guys. So what my strategy is now, instead of actually compacting the dirt at the moment, what I'm going to do is I think do that all at once. So first off, we have 3 viewers, 3 likes. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And if you like the video, please make sure to like it. It shares it with more people, gets it further out there. And if you know anybody who's free on this Sunday morning, it's Sunday morning here for us, let them know to join the stream because we need all the support we can get. Let me see. So I'm going to tighten up my boot a little bit, and then what we're going to do is keep digging. I'm going to dig this place out a little bit better, try and get it as level as possible right here, keep pushing back to our front entrance, and then as I keep just dumping piles of dirt along these walls, I will later go back and actually push it up and make it more firm against there. But I figure going back and forth could be wasting time that we should use instead to just dump, place it in the local approximate area we're going to for its compacting on the walls, and then continue to remove dirt from the inside. So, slowly developing the shelter. Okay, another bucket full, another chance to remove some dirt. And as always, when working with stuff like this, especially big heavy loads, make sure that you're lifting with your legs. I see we have 4 viewers, 3 likes. Thank you guys for viewing, and definitely make sure to like. I see that 4th person out there hasn't liked, 5th person out there, and if you do, it helps to spread the video. So, let's read some comments. Manu says, I'm still not sure what to do. Any ideas? Well, as I said previously, Manu and I have been talking. He has said he's considering joining the Empire of Aeternia, and I'm really grateful for that. Manu, if you are interested in doing that, let me know. Of course, we have plenty of work here to be done. Not even necessarily just locally. Of course, we need help with this, but I don't imagine you're going to be moving here anytime soon. So, what we really need help with is our digital presence. A lot of what we need help developing is continued marketing for Aeternia. Of course, in doing this and in planning our future projects and developing our economy, don't have a lot of time, as you may have seen, to do live streams, to do updates, to do things like that let people know the day-to-day happenings that are going on in Aeternia. Because whether I show it here or not, there is stuff going on all the time. We're constantly melting metal. If you follow our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter, we're constantly doing things, we're constantly making moves, and we just can't show it all. I'm one person who can only do so much, so it's really difficult to have that. Of course, Tiffany is helping constantly with that as well. She is constantly making things for us, helping us to improve, helping us to become more efficient, and she is tackling that side of it. So we really need somebody who can get in and help us with our social media, who can get in and help us with developing. Manu, you created stuff for Tepronia for us, which was incredible. We really, really loved that, and our audience loved that as well. I could tell that other Aeternians appreciated it. I could tell that the larger micronational community appreciated what you did for us in helping us to advertise and develop. So if you can do that for us, if that's something that you're interested in, if that, helps you with ideas at all, that's something that's incredible. We as Aeternians are starting to get more serious about what it means to be an Aeternian, starting to focus down on looking for people who are interested in developing this long term, looking at this as a way of life for them. And so for myself, I'm looking for people who are dedicated, people who really care about this, and that I can see years down the line as continued Aeternians, as people that I can invest time and money in helping to grow this nation, that I can invest directly in those people and in their lives and in making sure that they do well so that we as a country do well. So if you are interested in becoming a part of the Empire of Eternia, those are my suggestions for that. Outside of joining the Empire of Eternia specifically, I can't say. I wish you luck in whatever you would like to do. And if you ever want to discuss just in general what your thoughts are about your life and your interests, please talk to me. I would love to help you with that, because I have been in plenty of situations in my own life where you feel like you're not certain what to do. You feel like you have such limited resources. You feel like there's just not enough steps that you can take to get where you want to be. So if you need help with that, if you're just looking for general life advice, I'm always here. I'm always busy, but I'm always here. And if you need something as far as inspiration in becoming a part of Eternia, that is an entirely different matter, and I am more than happy to go about looking into that investment with you and trying to determine if that's right for you. Torrent said, AP, what are you doing? Yep, talked about all that. Francisco said, also read my comment about Muhammad from Afghanistan. Okay. Low-level insurgency. Where's that one? I'll have to go back and check it, Francisco. Ravenkeeper says, hello, good work. Thank you, Ravenkeeper. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to the channel. If you don't know what a micronation is, we're creating a new country. We're trying to improve the lives of people in our local community. There's a lot of people here who can't make ends meet, who are, dealing with incredibly high rental rates, dealing with forced evictions, dealing with literal hunger. So this is something that I have seen in my own life, and that I've had friends and family members and even personally experienced. And so I have wanted to develop a place that doesn't require that, doesn't require you to pay rent in order to be a part of a community, that doesn't require you to spend all of your life toiling just to be able to make ends meet. So we're trying to develop this community. It's slow. It's going to be a lifelong process, but we're taking it one day at a time. And the more people that we have here watching us, supporting us, financially assisting, or even just coming here and dropping a comment in the live stream, that means the world. It does. It helps us to accelerate, believe it or not. Your one subscription, your one support of us in any way gets maybe one more person to take a look and consider us, to give us a little bit more credibility. Burton says, I'd help with building, but I'm in Kingdom of Kushti in Nevada. Very cool, Burton. Good luck with that. There are plenty of micronations in the Nevada area. Of course, the famous Molossia, the Microcon that was done in 2022, which we were fortunate enough to be able to attend by the skin of our teeth financially, was incredible, and it was in Las Vegas. So if you were there, I am very excited. I must have missed you, but if you weren't, it was an incredible experience, and I know that you can connect with plenty of micronations who are actually local to that area. Of course, West Arctica, Molossia, Rafinia, there are, plenty of friends that we have who are out there and that I suggest you look into if you're wanting support for your nation. But we support you, and we're here to say that we're glad to have you with us. Iron Sharpness, Iron Fitness says, sup, what's going on, Iron? I haven't seen you in a minute. We haven't done a live stream in a minute, but I am so thankful that you're here with us. You're always here supporting us, and that means a lot. We're trying to do something. We're trying to make you proud out here today. Manu says maybe some sort of news or update series. That would be wonderful, Manu. That would mean a lot, legitimately. TRC, Emperor of Ragnovia, says the people will take your micronation seriously, and not just people, but other internet. The way people will take your micronation seriously, and not just people, but other international governments, is to have permanent population. Absolutely, TRC, you're 100% right. And you've also been a supporter of the channel for a long time. We've talked about that, as you know, on hundreds of live streams. We've talked about what a nation needs to develop, and that's why we're putting our boots to the ground. That's why we are really, really trying to develop something here today. And so we're trying to make this ready for a permanent population. You can't have a permanent population if you don't have a water source, if you don't have electricity, if you don't have shelter. So we are one step at a time, slowly with our own hands in the mud, in the dirt, with the natural resources of Vitae, developing that day by day. So thank you for supporting us and watching us do that. Of course, this is going to be a long road, but at a certain point, I got to shut up and get back to it. So that's what I'm going to do. Make this process a little bit quicker. But I do like talking to you guys, and I appreciate y'all supporting us every single day. Again, this is something that's incredible. We're trying to get to monetization as well. It's something that we have, I think, like 800, 900 watch time hours left to go. But we are slowly pushing there, and we haven't even been doing live streams. So if we can jump back on these live streams, we should get pretty close, especially throughout the rest of the next semester and the end of the year. Not the end of the year, the end of the summer. Nautica says, I'm moving to Nevada in a couple of years. Hope to create great relations with you, AP. Hey, I'm glad to see that, Nautica. Unfortunately, we are not in Nevada. That other micronation that was talking to us, let me go see their name real fast. Burton with the Kingdom of Kushti is in Nevada. We are in the state of Alabama, so you'll actually more than likely be moving farther away from us. Maybe not. Maybe you'll be closer than relative to where you were previously, but we are a long distance away. We're in northern Alabama, and we're trying to develop a community locally here, not of other micronations, but specifically of Aeternians. Now, we accept the help of other micronations, we support other micronations, but we're looking to develop Aeternia for the people locally here, so if there are a whole bunch of other micronations that are developing here, it doesn't necessarily help us to reach our goals. So, we're trying to find people who want to live on this land, who want to help us to develop it, and who want to do it under the banner of Aeternia. That's what our cause is, that's what our goal is, and that's what we're going to do. One day at a time, one shovel of dirt at a time. And I'm sure many minor injuries at a time. Because this is not exactly back-breaking labor, but not too far from it. If I did it for long enough, for hard enough, it would definitely start to wear on me. But that's why we come out semi-regularly when we have the ability to still make progress without causing too much injury or wear on our bodies. And of course, the more people we have doing this with us, the easier it will be for us to get this done. So as you can see, this pickaxe just absolutely drives through the ground, breaks up all these roots, and really helps us to collect a lot of loose dirt. Oh dang, that's not good. I'm messing up our stuff. Let me move that back here. You didn't see what happened. I just got our covering, a piece of our covering caught on my pickaxe, which wasn't good. Almost tore it down. But Now we're able to continue with a little bit of a wider radius to swing. Okay, got a good bit of dirt going. Let's pull it out. Okay. Continued progress. Got another bucket full. We'll go ahead and pull that out and then keep talking to you guys. Every bucket full, I'll try and answer a couple comments, talk to you guys, and keep on trucking. Okay, see what you guys have to say. 5 viewers, 7 comments. That's what I'm talking about. You guys moved us from 3 viewers, 3 comments to 5 viewers, 7 likes. Excuse me. Ton of comments. And that's what helps us to develop. We got 6 viewers now. 6 viewers, 7 comments. That is what the likes, not comments. That's what helps us to grow and develop. 8 now. Thank you guys. Sincerely, believe it or not, that does get more people into this live stream hanging out with us. So, excuse me. Oh goodness, I'm breathing heavy. 8 viewers, 8 likes. Geez, how do we get here? Thank you guys. Nautica asked, I'm moving to Nevada in a couple of years. I hope to create great relations with you. He said, oh, okay, I was only there for like half the combo. All good. Again, we're in Alabama. Other places, there's a lot of micronations in Nevada though. If you're moving there, incredible. There's a big micronational community in Nevada. TRC says, I haven't heard from Parkastopia in a while. Do you know what happened to them, AP? Yes. So, last I heard, I keep updated on Facebook and Instagram with General Secretary Brissett. Of course, longtime friends. He is a supporter of the Empire of Aeternia as far as from afar, and that means a lot. I am, of course, a supporter of Parkastopia from afar. From what I understand, he is currently focusing on his own life, just his personal development. He has been outside of the U.S. for a long time. He has been in Venezuela, I believe. He has a girlfriend that he met there that he actually just brought back here to the United States and is now continuing to develop. So I am hoping to hear more updates about Parkastopia soon. I'm not sure if that's on the top of his priority list or not. It seems like he has a lot going on in his personal life and is developing in a really positive way. So I'm really proud of him. I'm really excited that his life is going well. And I hope that he decides to jump back on and continue the development of Parkastopia and that we can continue great relations with them. But even if not, Parkastopia is an incredible moment in not only Aeternia's history, but also in, I think, General Secretary Brissett's life, and I am excited to see what happens because of that. I think regardless of whether he continues actively developing the public image of Parkastopia, Parkastopia is something that's in his heart and is something that will always be a big part of his development and his life. And so I'm excited for that, and I feel like that is the development of Parkastopia. You know, I've seen him through his posts and through his social media activity developing his own life, and that feels very Parkastopian to me. That feels that fills me with pride and just good feelings for supporting my friends. So. I hope General Secretary Brissett is doing well out there if he is watching this or if he does watch this at some point. And I am excited that he is continuing to pursue his life and the the interest that he has. Again, one day if Parkistopia emerges and decides that their masses are ready to connect with the Empire of Eternia again, we will be absolutely flattered and more than happy to continue that. But regardless, I think Parkistopia is doing well. TRC says it took a very long time to create Ragnovia. I imagine. TRC was not just to create, but to maintain and let its economy thrive. Very cool. TRC says, I just created this account strictly for micronational purposes. Very cool. Ben Buckover says, woot woot. Hey, yeah, we're back on another live stream, Ben. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope it's all right that I call you Ben. Some people say they don't like shortenings of their name. They want the full name. So I guess I'll say Benjamin, but if you don't mind me calling you Ben, I'll call you Ben. Manu says, Malasia has this sort of monthly newspaper that talks about stuff and does monthly. It also has ads and all that. Maybe I can do something like that, but in video form. That would be wonderful, Manu. That would mean a lot. And legitimately, it would help us. Even just one additional video a month, something that's nice and high quality, helps to really change the perspective of Aeternia. And also, we can post it on all our different social media, from YouTube to Instagram to TikTok to Twitter. It helps, for sure. So, 100%. That means a lot. We're just looking for people who are sincerely interested in helping us grow and develop, and we don't want to stop, not at all. So the more people that are here, the more people that want to become dedicated Eternians, the better we can do. Nautica says, just started to line out a plot of land for my micronation, finally start to build in the place I have now. Hey, congratulations, Nautica. I'm glad to hear that. Benjamin said, Ben is fine. I'm glad to hear that. Nautica, what are your economic activities and stuff? Again, I am excited to talk about it and see the development of Nautica. And I'm glad to hear that, Ben. I appreciate you saying Ben is fine. Okay, so we're going to get back to it. Adding our dirt to the bucket, one shovel at a time. And you guys might hate my singing just as much as, oh gosh, is it Tina Belcher? It's not Tina Belcher. The mom off of Bob's Burgers, who's constantly singing. Whatever her name is, Linda Belcher. Singing like Linda Belcher out here. But you guys being supportive in the comments and watching the stream, as well as these little tunes I can hum to myself, are definitely big motivators. So you'll have to excuse my Linda Belcherness for a moment while I continue. Okay, another bucket up, ready to be sent out to the walls. I don't know if you guys could tell, but these buckets are so heavy that when I go to move them, I'm doing like a hobbit walk the whole time. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure when I go back and watch this at some point, it'll be interesting to laugh at myself and see what the weird camera angle I have is of my hobbling self going through everything. So we're starting to get this part level. This was just to show you guys some context here in a second. Let me keep going for a little bit. This is actually helping us make some pretty good headway. Okay, goodness, that was loud. Another bucket down. I'm going to move this bucket and then I'll show you guys kind of our progress. It's honestly a little bit impressive just for the what hour that we've been out here, maybe less. I know we've probably just been on live stream for like 20 minutes, but I got out here a little bit before that, set up some stakes, started to continue to clear the driveway a little bit, and I will continue to show you guys updates. Let me just move this bucket with my hobbit self. Ugh. Ugh. It may just be that Aeternia has, in today, developed the scientifically quickest way to destroy your back doing manual labor, so don't do that walk that I just did. For sure. Let's read a couple comments and let me show you guys something. First, so you can see it looks like a lot of dirt. Where these leaves are right here, if you can kind of, sorry I rotated it, if you can see where my foot is, these leaves right here was where we were earlier. Now the ground is pretty level all the way out to about here. So we've got a good 2 feet of expansion on our hole today. Not bad at all. We're getting there. And you can see, you know, the height of this wall, once I'm down in the hole, about 2-3 feet, is almost up to my head. So while it looks like, of course, when I stand right here, and these are about the same height, you can see we're following it all the way around. This coming just up to my hip doesn't look like very much, but once we actually have everything pulled out and this foundation really built up, we're getting close. We're going to expand probably to the top of this post right here, do that all the way around, and then we will have ceilings that you can probably do a little jump on. So we'll have plenty of height there, and then we can go ahead and actually start interweaving branches, big thick branches, and actually doing kind of a lean-to shape with some bigger tree limbs and stuff to actually start to develop the roofing. We tried to make, again, like semi-permanent roofing up here, and that immediately got destroyed by, I say immediately, it held up for a while, but you know, after months and months and months of just being left by itself, eventually got destroyed by the weather. So now we're going to be doing a lot more supporting. Again, we're going to be covering those walls with dirt. We are going to be then adding our roof with, again, big branches for support and everything, trying to hammer it down, trying to get some plywood for that potentially. And then, I don't know, what we might end up doing is getting some of these trees cut and actually using that for wood. But regardless, we'll be continuing to support our structure. We're going to be burying some stuff in the ground to add additional support for that roof. And then, once we finish all of that, we'll be replacing some more of this. I have a big roll of it in my car. We're going to be placing this back on top of it once we have a more secure roof structure. That way it doesn't pop holes in it and the rain doesn't get to it and pull it down. And then we will be well on our way to having something that is a habitable shelter. You know, something that, again, we'll still need to get water in here, we'll still need to get a lot of stuff, but this will be something where we can keep stored items, keep them dry, keep them safe, and then slowly start adding a little bit of comfort to make this an easier place to camp out in. Okay, let's read some comments. TRC says, the only land I have that is not my parents' own, of course, is in India with my grandfather. That's awesome. TRC says it's a little more than an acre just for Ragnovia, but I haven't actually been on it. I am going there for winter break, so I'll see. It could be good for Ragnovia, but also for other nations who are willing to trade with us, of course. TRC says, oh right, I forgot to subscribe with this account. Hey, thank you, TRC. That helps, legitimately. Like, if you have multiple YouTube accounts and you subscribe with those and you watch the channel with those, it does legitimately help. We don't want to just create a whole bunch of fake accounts and blow up the subscriber numbers if it doesn't actually help our watch time. But you guys doing that extra effort and going out of your way to make sure that you support us as much as you can is a game changer, 100%. Manu says, I want to do more cool stuff with you guys. I suppose I'd be helping Aeternia grow as a side effect. I guess that wouldn't make me much different from a citizen of any country. Agreed. But we would want you to become, if you want to do all that, we would want you to become an official part of the country. You know, we would want you to become a citizen But again, that means, relinquishing other micronational citizenships. We want people who want to legitimately dedicate to this. We want people who want to develop Aeternian territories in their homes, in their areas, to be able to help people, to be able to grow. I don't want to, see at the end of my life that Aeternia got to just this 3.5 acres. Even if we helped just a few people on these 3.5 acres, that would actually be enough for me. But I want to see it grow. I want to see it develop and legitimately help a large amount of people to prove the concept that this can work. That people do not have to toil 8 hours a day, 10 hours, 12 hours a day just to make ends meet, and trying to constantly crawl themselves out of debt. It's not a good way to live, and there are better alternatives. We just have to develop them with our hands. And that's hard and that's annoying, and people don't want to do it. But if somebody gets the process started for them and somebody's willing to put in that effort to make it the initial starting point, giving them the comforts of home, giving them a little bit of support, I think you'll be amazed by what people will do. TRC says, gotta go, see you around. See you, TRC. Thank you so much for supporting us. And again, 9 viewers, 10 likes. Thank you guys for supporting us. And again, if you want to continue to, please like. It helps a ton. Mike says, hi there, AP. Hi, Mike. How are you? It's good to see you. Again, we are developing here in Vitae. We have our shelter. I'll just go back for anybody who's new and has missed a bit of the stream. Our tarp got pulled down. That sucks. Made us really sad. But just being here, not being here for 6 months, really takes a toll on that. So we didn't support it properly. We didn't build a proper roof, and we were just trying to keep water off of it. That being the case, it absolutely destroyed that. So what we're doing now is we're building a half underground, half submerged, half out of the ground shelter here. So we're digging like a 2 to 3 foot hole all the way through the base, coming out, starting back there, coming all the way out to the opening here. We're going to continue to build these walls up a little bit higher and create kind of a lean-to shape. And then we're going to be putting more covering, new covering, not this damaged stuff, back over the top to protect from the weather, and piling the whole thing up with dirt. So that way we get more natural insulation, and it is able to kind of naturally blend in with the environment. So we've been making some progress. We've expanded our hole even just today by, a couple feet out in width, in diameter, I suppose. But we are continuing. So as I read a couple more comments, I'm going to be jumping back in. Manu says, I don't have that much of a strong attachment to other micronational citizenships. I'd basically be a citizen after joining a Discord server. Absolutely, and that's one of our greatest concerns with micronationalism. Of course, there are all different types of micronations for all different purposes, but our purpose in particular is to build a life. I am trying to build a life for my family, for the people who have supported us, and I want to be able to have a place where I can grow my own food, develop my own community, and live a life that I can feel comfortable in and not have to work every single day of my life in debt, in, paying rent to someone else and, trying to afford necessities. So, that being the case, this is a very rough start, as you can see. But it is a start. This is our land. Nobody can take this from us. As long as we pay the proper taxes on it to the U.S. government, to the Alabama state government, this is ours. We can develop it. We can have anyone here that we like. We can plant crops, we can have chickens, we can do what we want, so long as we're not breaking any rules, breaking any laws. So, that being the case, we want to make a home for people. We want to help, we want to build, we want to create and inspire. So, with you joining us, that is wonderful. That is a way for us to be able to continue that, and that is something that you can help to inspire new generations of Aeternians with. We need somebody to be our advocate. We need somebody to go out and scream from the rooftops, this is Aeternia, we are proud to be Aeternians, and we are excited to be developing a country right alongside others. So, that being the case, Manu, I could not think of anybody else better equipped to help us start that development and to find others who want to be passionate about that and who want to speak out on our behalf. Rob says, hello, King. Hello, Rob. It's good to see you. I am actually the Emperor of the Empire of Aeternia. We are a micronation in northern Alabama. and we are trying to develop this land that we call Vitae. It is Aeternia's very first territory. It is 100% owned and operated by us for the purposes of developing Aeternia and getting a community and permanent population to live here right along with us. When we do that, we hope to not offer any, we hope to not charge any rent to anybody that lives here, so long as they abide by our rules. They will be happy and healthy and able to continue to grow and develop here. So what we're doing right now is essentially just building storage. We don't have anything here right now, so that's why we need help. That's why we're offering this for free, is because of course we have nothing but the need for help. So right now we're building a storage facility. This is going to be a half submerged, half out of the ground storage facility that we're slowly building up by digging this 2-foot trench all the way to the opening and then continuing from there. 13 viewers, 11 likes. This is crazy, guys. Thank you, guys. We're joining back for one of our first live streams in like months, and we're already getting so much support. Thank you, guys. And if you like the video, if you want to see more from the Empire of Aeternia, please like it, and please show us some support. I know it's cringy YouTube stuff, but it really does help every single day. I watch that stuff. I monitor it all the time, probably more than I should, just to see if that message of Aeternia is getting out there. And I think it is. I think you guys are helping with that. Fake Name says, good morning. Good morning, Fake Name. One of our longtime supporters, Fake Name. Again, I really appreciate you being here with us today and helping us to develop in something that is actually progress. A lot of the time, you see us on stream and we are either working on our metal refining industry, which is also progress, but a lot of time we're talking about concepts. We're talking about ideas, and we're trying to make stuff work in theory. Today, we're out here doing it. We have our boots on the ground. We are making something happen. And that means the world that you guys are here for this historic moment at Aeternia. Nautica says, well, as you might see on my channel, we are using bottle caps as a step in currency. Soon we will be trying to start printing money. Our coin will be called the Nautican. I'll try to start as soon as possible. Hey, congratulations, Nautica. That's amazing. If you want our help in developing, we are a metals refining industry. We have a metals refining industry. We have a business that is a metal refinery. And so if you wanted us to make you some coins, we can do that. We would, of course, need to trade for something or need to sell it for some price, but we could do that. We have aluminum, we have copper, we have brass. We can make it out of any and all of those. Just let us know what you're thinking, and we can make you something cool. We're actively developing and improving our ability to make molds, so that's something that's really exciting. But we can do a lot. Just let us know what you're thinking, and I would be excited to continue working on it. Or to start working on it, I guess. I know you're already talking about trying to ally with us, so if there's some way we can develop a trade agreement, like to mint your coins, definitely let us know, and I would be excited to do it. Okay, back to the process. I have it angled kind of high here. I'm going to get it a little lower there so you guys can see the actual dirt that we're going to be excavating, slowly but surely, with our raw man. So now we're going to continue to expand our hole a little bit, see how close to the front we can get by the end of the day, try and make some progress. At a certain point, I'll take a lunch break, and we can talk for a little longer, and then I'll be trying to shore up whatever we're doing and heading out, making sure we have a good spot to start at next time. But you guys, every time I come out here, I feel motivated and I feel energized. This is kind of tough work, but it's something that I couldn't feel prouder to be doing. You know, I may not want to do this as a career as far as, you know, digging holes in the ground, but for Aeternia, I am happy to do it any day of the week. It is something that I can feel with every strike of this pickaxe is building our future. With every moment that I stand here, I know I'm standing in a place that future generations will look back at. And that makes me smile every time I think about it. That somebody will be able to say, wow, all the things that we have, all the things that we were able to do, we did because some guy started digging a stupid hole in the middle of the ground out here. And it may not have looked like much then, but it became something that maybe even he would not recognize years later. And I'm excited about that. I have limited talents, I have limited abilities personally, but I know that the Aeternians that come in the future, and even the Aeternians we have now, are incredibly gifted. People who I take inspiration from constantly. And I know that once we give those people enough opportunity and those people have enough resources here, they're going to get to work in a way that is unheard of for, I think, many micronations. It's just about what we can do for them now. And this is the very least I can do. That was a big one. Dang, so many big roots. There we go. Busting some of those out. Whoa. Okay. You can get this shovel, do another one, and then I'm probably gonna walk back and grab a drink. Got some supplies in the car. Might take you guys with me. Holy crap. We have 10 viewers right now. Thank you guys. I thought, when I looked back, I thought that said 19 for half a second and I was about to pass out. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Again, let me finish this and I will read off some of those comments. See if I can angle it down just a little lower so you guys can see what I'm up to with putting it in the... Maybe I can move some of our stuff out of the way here. You guys can get more of a preview of where we're at. So I'll move our bucket a little bit, I guess. Put it on top of some of the other dirt we're working with. Can you guys see that all right? If not, definitely let me know. I think you guys can. All right. Also, Manu, I see those comments. I see all your comments. And I'm excited to read them. Just trying to make a little progress while I've got some shade. It's a little bit of an overcast day today, and it's cold. It's the winter time, so we're hoping to make some good progress here and be a little expedient, and we can truly see how much Aeternia develops and how proud we can be of our capital of Vitae. Let me go move this bucket, guys. All right, probably gonna do one or two more, and then I'll get to those comments. I just still got some energy left in me. For the great empire of Aeternia. Ethereal in the spirit of all those that support us, and eternal as an everlasting state. That's what Aeternia means. It is a combination of the words ethereal, meaning light or airy, like a spirit, and eternal, meaning forever. That's why our motto came up with by the great Richard Taylor, one of our citizens, and I think our number 3 aristocrat now, longtime supporter of us, is Aeternia forever. Again, kind of a repetition of what's in Aeternia, but truly underscoring what it means to be Aeternia. to be forever pushing and to remind ourselves that we don't do this just for us. We do this for those Aeternians that will need to come back to this and call this place their home forever. Okay. Gonna go probably one more. We'll check our progress, and then I'm gonna get something to drink. Again, I'll be right back on those comments. Let me get another one. I said I was gonna do it once per bucket, but I feel like that keeps us moving a little bit slow, and I really want to make some good progress today. So if you guys can be a little understanding on that, I appreciate it. Again, I know it's one of our first live streams in a while, so I'm definitely not wanting to discount you guys in the slightest. But I want to show you what we're up to. I want to show you guys some real deal progress here in Vitae, here in our territory, so that you guys can know we're trying to make you proud. You guys have supported us in spirit, in subscriptions, in your viewership, in the time of your life that you're taking out to watch this, that you could be doing anything else with, and also with your money. You guys have helped us financially, and that is something that when I started Aeternia, I wouldn't have thought of in my greatest wishes, but now is something that we have been able to do pretty repeatedly. And I'm very fortunate to say that. Okay, sorry guys, I have you kind of up on a tree limb. Let me dump this bucket, and I'll be back to read some comments and grab some water. Okay, hey, 11 viewers, 13 likes. Thank you guys. Let's go ahead. You can walk with me to the front of the property, and I will go ahead and read some comments. Once we start getting too close to the front of the property, what I'm going to do, just for anonymity's sake, so that we don't get messed up too bad, is I'll go ahead and point the camera downward, but I'll get to show you guys some of the gravel that we have down in the front of the land, so you guys get to see the development there. Purpose of that, of course, is to make a driveway for us. As we continue to develop, the hope is that we can get a wide enough driveway, not only to bring that RV out here and to have it parked in a stable spot, but also so that we can have a few trucks come out here at a time and really help, have multiple people come out here and help us to develop Vitae. So, we're getting close to the front. Of course, you can see stuff like this, where old bottles and stuff have just been left for, old bottles and stuff, old cans, for who knows how long. We're actually going to take those things and reclaim them and use them for our own, but for the time being, that's kind of what we're dealing with. And right now, I'm just walking through fairly casually, but if this were the summer or even the spring, you would see me constantly swatting away spider webs and other big bad bugs. But right now, it's not too bad, so we're making some good progress, and I can kind of just briskly walk through. Okay, starting to get near the front. Sorry for the shakiness, and that's annoying to the viewers at home, guys. Let me real quick grab something out of my car, and I will point down to you guys what we're looking at here. Okay, here we go. So you can see a lot of this is dirt right here. There's some parts uncovering the leaves that we have that's actually gravel, and we have that going back for a ways, kind of in this area where my tire's out, where my car is parked, so I don't get stuck out here. It's real easy if you've never driven off-road before. It is very, very easy to get yourself caught in a situation where you don't have much support for your tires and you can dig into the ground. So that happened multiple times out here where we actually, I'll flip back up so you guys can see me. Hey, so that happened multiple times out here where we were actually caught and had to get rescued, had to get people to come and help pull us out of the dirt because our vehicle was stuck. So that's something that is a big improvement for us, just in our ability to come out here personally, and as well as a stepping stone to have more access to Aeternia so that other people can come and park vehicles out here and feel an ease of access to Vitae. Vitae, again, is something that we've had now for almost a year. Not quite a year of Vitae yet, but we have had Vitae for like 9-10 months now. So I think it's like February or March, we will hit a year of Vitae. And again, that's something that's a dream. That is something that, excuse me, again, I keep knocking the camera around. For years of developing Aeternia online with your support and just wherever I was personally, we scrimped and saved and did everything we could to try and reach this point, not only as a tactic of development for Aeternia, but also as a method of survival for myself. I was in a position where I was facing homelessness, several occasions throughout that period, actually, and so this is something that legitimately is a saving grace for me. You know, this wasn't something that I did just, you know, to spend money. This was legitimately a tactic for survival so that I did not have to pay rent that I could not afford. So it was literally cheaper for me to buy this property than to pay a year's worth of rent in the way that I was doing so. And that was at one of the cheapest places in the city that I live in the city that I work in, and it just was not feasible. Sorry, I'm not trying to promote brands, just thirsty. Okay, got a drink, about to get back to work. Let's see. Fake name, of course, said good morning. Fake name said, guess what? What's up, fake name? What can we do for you, good sir? Let me see if this is a better place to prop you guys up at. Not certain there. What about here? That may be worse. Goodness. Where can we get you guys a good spot at? Gotta be somewhere. Gotta be something we can do. Okay, hold on. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get something kind of nice. Okay, what about right here? How's this? Still not good. Okay. Here, where the jacket is. Still not great. Okay, I'm gonna read some comments, then we'll get back to it. Fake name says, guess what? Burton says, not taxes, foreign aid. That's definitely a good way to think about it. Malasia kind of is one of the ones who coined that, and so I can definitely appreciate that stance. Although we can admit we're paying taxes. It's something that, you know, we are trying to support the local community here in Alabama and also creating our own independent nation. So we have no illusions about that. You know, if they want to, the state of Alabama can come and kick in our door, but that's not the point. The point is to be able to develop a place that is very different fundamentally from life in Alabama, and to create a culture and a society that defines themselves as independent and that takes as many steps as possible to increase and expand that independence. So right now it is taxes legitimately, and we understand that. One day maybe we'll be able to push hard enough for it to legitimately just be foreign aid, or maybe not at all. Stetson says, this is awesome. Here's a quick tip I learned during my own adventures into micronation construction. Lots of businesses often give away wood pallets they don't use. Pallets are great for building. Same thing with sandbags. I got a few dozen of them for practically nothing at surplus store. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you very much. That is a great bunch of assistance, Stetson. Thank you so much for your help. Legitimately, I didn't think about that. What kinds of stores is that? You know, is that, I get that most places that get truck deliveries are probably going to have those. Are you saying, you know, that's going to be like, would you say that's primarily grocery stores? Would you say that's primarily like lumber yards and things like that. Like what stores did you go to? You know, what are the primary types of stores that you found that to be most successful with? Because we need some. You can clearly tell we do need some. And awesome for sandbags. Again, where are you finding like free sandbags? That's cool. Slavia said, "What's happening? We're developing this structure, this semi-submerged structure here in Vitae. We had worked on it for like 6 months, and then I had to. We worked on it for like 4 months. Then I had to go away for about 6 months. Now we're back at it, and my math is not adding up there because we haven't had Vitae for a year yet. But we worked on it for a while. Had to stop. I had to go to work and go to school. Now we're back, continuing to develop this and continuing to make progress with it. And just in today alone, we have made some significant progress. So we're going to keep grinding on that, keep working on it, and eventually we will get there. MK says, haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you in a while either, MK. Like I said, we have been very busy. I've been trying to work as much as I can to save up money to develop Vitae here. And to continue to grow the Empire of Aeternia. Vitae, of course, is this piece of property which we own 100% outright, and is what we are using to have our capital built on. The capital of the Empire of Aeternia is Vitae, which is this territory. And as we continue to go, we're going to improve it bigger and better until we have a permanent population living here. For right now, this is, as you can see, a pretty underwhelming structure, but we're trying to develop it for use as a storage facility so that we can have a place that is our own, that didn't cost us anything to build other than our own time, and that we can actually put a lock on so that we can store things safely out of the weather, out of, you know, the interest of anybody who would want to take it from us, and we can keep it secure here for future use. As well, it just lets us utilize the land better. Cash McMeans says, Kingdom of Critias says, what's going on? We're, again, developing this structure. You can follow along. We're digging out this pit here. As you can see, we have about 2 feet dug down, and we have this wall stacked up to, once you're in the 2-foot deep hole, almost to my head, so almost 6 feet, 5 something. And we are trying to continue to develop this structure up as a semi-submerged structure that we're going to be covering with dirt, that we're going to be building a roof on, and using as a storage facility. MK says, I think last time I was in your lives was nearly a year ago. Yep, and that's the same thing. We haven't been able to stream much since 6-8 months ago, so that's completely reasonable. Fake name, well, I say 6-8 months ago, as of like 3-4 months ago. MK fake name says, I'm part of an AFJROTC now. Hey, congratulations, very cool. Do you enjoy it? How do you like it? MK says, so how many micronations are in the live? A lot. Most of the people here are part of micronations. Anslavia says, he's digging a hole for Aeternia, not sure why. It's not just digging a hole. Again, you see this whole structure? You see this? We're building a building. We're building a whole structure as a storage shed. Fake name says, I know for sure mine is here. Stetson said, glad you're in a better place now. Thank you, Stetson. That means a lot. Again, it's tough. It's something that, you know, we're in a better place to the extent that I'm not, you know, starving. I'm not, you know, homeless. But we still are not able to live here. I'm still relying on other people, friends, family, to help support me to be able to finish this endeavor, and also to be able to, you know, save as much money as I can. So this is something that's a long-term project, and this is something that we really need your help on. So as much as you can support us, subscribe, show other people what we're doing, and try to, you know, go out in the name of the Empire of Aeternia and expand for us. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get locals. We're trying to get people to come out here and actually help us to develop people who may want to live here, people who are tired of paying ridiculous rents, who are tired of, you know, feeling like they're spending all of their life working for very little gain. Anslavia put a UFO in the chat. Interesting. MK says it was on TikTok too, and there were 60 people in there live agreeing with them. Live agreeing with what? I'm very confused about that, MK. I'm not sure exactly what you're discussing there, but we want to get on TikTok live as well. We are on TikTok as the Empire of Eternia. We only need like 5 more followers on TikTok to be able to start doing live streams there too, which will give us a whole new expanded audience. So if you guys are interested in helping us grow, that's a way that you can do it. Not only subscribing here and watching these live streams, but being able to watch on TikTok and actually getting others to follow us there so that we can continue to build that audience, kind of circulate around. Stetson said hardware stores, grocery stores, and newspapers were where I usually went. All of those are good ideas. Okay, I'll have to hit it up. Anslavia says, you have taxes in Aeternia? That's a great question, Anslavia. So, we do have taxes. The way that it works is we have a dual system where all citizens need to have some economic value that is provided in Aeternia. That economic value is very small, though. It's $12 a year, $1 a month, if you want to pay the taxes outright. And if you want to pay the taxes outright, there is absolutely no other requirements for citizenship, so long as you are a kind and respectful person and don't, agitate the community too much. That being the case, you can pay that Patreon tax, and that supports us directly. That helps us to do stuff like that. Again, it's $12 a year. That's less than you'll pay for a meal at McDonald's. $1 a month, you can help us to continue to develop Aeternia. But let's say you didn't want to do that. Let's say you were like, I don't have any money to help Aeternia. You think I'm trying to pay taxes. I have to pay for my own stuff and survive. I completely understand that. You don't have to become a citizen of Aeternia. All you have to do is support the Core V method, which is essentially state labor. You are saying, okay, so I am going to make my $12 a year tax by working it off. And essentially you can do that by creating YouTube videos for us, by creating something for us that ultimately ends in economic value. So supporting our YouTube channel, doing work for us in some way online is also a great method of paying that tax, having that tax forgiven, and effectively being able to develop that. However, one thing I haven't talked a ton about, which is something that's pretty important, one of the guys who was in the comments a while back, Torrance, in this live stream, is a part of King Mania, which is a micronation in southern Alabama, I think kind of central Alabama, who has paid $12 to essentially create a citizenship scholarship. So anybody who wants to become a citizen of Aeternia, who wants to help us develop, that says, hey, I don't have the means to pay the $12, dollar a month or whatever on Patreon, and I really want to become a part of this. I really want to try it out and see what I think. All you have to do is go out and fill out our scholarship application, which can be found on our website at www.aeternianempire.wixsite.com/Imperial Market. Link should be on our channel in other descriptions of other videos, and I'll probably post it here in the description at some point. You can also find it on our Discord. And you can go ahead and apply for that. We have, I think, only 2 applicants right now, one of which we've sent an email out to. The other one we plan to send an email out to soon, but it seems like they're part of another micronation, which is a restriction on our citizenship. You have to be only a citizen of the Empire of Aeternia as far as micronational citizenships go. So, if you wanted to become a part of the Empire of Aeternia, you could do that for a year 100% for free just by giving us a reason that you feel like you are worthy of that scholarship, of winning that award, and of having a year of your citizenship paid for by the Kingdom of King Mania. So, Torrance. So, that being the case, Stetson says, oh yeah, and furniture stores. Hey, I'll hit that up. But yeah, if you guys want to support us, those are great ways too. Anslavia says, this reminds me of old Anslavia. Very cool. Fake Name says, ROTC is tough but great. At any rate, now I have engineers working on my incursion-friendly tank. Hey, very cool. Anslavia says, like really old Anslavia from 2015. Very cool. Torrance says, I'm back, AP. What are you doing? I was shouting out the citizenship scholarship. We still have not picked anybody. We've only had 2 applicants. Nautica says, that's a great idea, talking about the sandbag thing. Agreed. MK says, you can go live on TikTok now. I'm your 1,000th follower. Are you serious? Yo, MK, thank you. Cyrus the Great says, opinion on whole unclaimed land in Antarctica. First off, I'm going to do that. In just a few minutes, I will go live on TikTok. I'll see how it works. Actually, what I might do is I might do that tonight, because what I'll finish doing this for today, let you guys hang out for the rest of the time, and then I'll go ahead and head out. I'll go back home, work on my final exam for my class, submit that, and then probably tomorrow, maybe tonight or tomorrow, I'll go ahead and do a metal refining. Go ahead and do some metal melting, and then I can hit you guys up on a TikTok live. So if you're interested in doing that, go and follow us on TikTok, and we will definitely be at it. But for right now, let me make some gains, some progress for our empire. Now, one of the good things about having all these roots here, all these roots are really thick. And you might be saying, well, that's an annoying spot to pick, but the fact that we have all these roots here that we're having to break up means that this land is pretty solid right here. So, all these roots that we're digging out are the same roots that are going to be supporting the sidewalls of our structure. So the parts that we aren't actually going to break up and dig out are going to be further secured from erosion based on those roots. Now we need to be careful not to dig it too far to those walls, too close to those walls, so as not to encourage that erosion, but so long as we don't, we should be in business. And so we're continuing at it. One swing at a time, 1 inch of progress at a time. Sometimes you'll hit those big roots, just like you saw there, and my pick actually will swing back. So that's one thing you definitely want to be careful about when you're doing work like this. But we're about to get to the point where we need to fill up another bucket, because we're starting to just hit the same old broken up dirt that we've been pulling out. So, gonna finish digging out a few more of these roots. I'm gonna take a break, fill up a bucket, and go right back at it. One of the things that's interesting, sometimes it'll come out like a square. I feel like you're playing Minecraft or something. Minecraft IRL out here. Okay. So I'm grabbing our bucket, start filling it back up, and then I'll be dumping it again. Okay, got another bucket full. Probably need about 5 or 6 more to clear this space out that we've been digging. And then we'll start hammering again, get it down a little further, repeat the process. Because if I could, I don't think I'll have time today, but if I could, I'd really like to get up to the front entrance. So that way the rest of our time really is spent just building up these walls, getting more dirt, adding it on top, and using this land more practically. But for right now, let me hobble out and dump this dirt. to support our structure. Okay, got another one, stamped it down just a little bit, kind of fix it in place on that wall right there. Now we continue. I was trying to find you guys a better view, but I didn't have a nice one set up, so that'll have to do for the moment. But next time I come out here, that'll be one of the things I'll work on, is making sure we have something that I can just kind of prop up wherever, so you guys can get the best angle possible on all this. But it's hard to do construction and videography. Okay, let's see. Hey, we got 9 viewers. Thank you guys for still hanging out with us, contributing to the conversation and the development of Aeternia. Okay. Adding that. Second bucket, down, third bucket, go. Okay, third bucket full. Gonna go dump that. We are making sincere progress. We got about half the structure in length done. We still need to widen this out just a little bit more, but we're 3/4 of the way in width, halfway in length. We're getting it. Okay. Got that one down. Time for bucket number 4. And we're down to 7 viewers. Let me go check these comments so I don't leave you guys too lonely. Let's see. Okay. Multiple things. Cyrus said, opinion on the whole unclaimed land in Antarctica. That's a great question. Like Marybird Land and all, there are multiple micronations who already claim that. One of which is West Antarctica, who hosted Microcon 2022, which we attended. So I think it's difficult because there are different views on micronationalism, right? So our view is called the realist perspective. And if you want to know more about that, you can check out our video on realist versus fantasy micronations, where we discuss that. Some people call fantasy micronation simulation is micronation, etc., etc. We are not a secessionist movement. We don't, want to take land away from the United States. That's not the point of what we do. But there are plenty of micronations who are even a step further removed and say that they don't need to inhabit the land that they are trying to develop and claim, like in Antarctica. And so we don't support that or necessarily believe in that because it's not something that is helping in the short term. It's not something that is helping the people that you are trying to develop for to improve their lives and to prosper. That's our reason for developing a micronation. So we obviously have a bias to that and are not as supportive of projects that do that as opposed to, say, developing, practically out somewhere. But that being the case, there is still merit in it. People are doing that to raise awareness about climate change, about, the extinction of rare species and species which are very beloved the world over. So there is purpose for it. But I wouldn't say that that should be your attempt. If you are starting a micronation, first off, we have a video that says why you shouldn't start a micronation, why you should join a pre-existing micronation already, and I recommend you go check out that video. But even if you want to develop your own micronation after watching that video and you say, I don't care what you say, we're going to develop our own micronation anyway, don't do it in Antarctica, don't do it in Beer to Will, don't do it in places that are very uninhabitable and are purposely that way. So try to find a place, even locally, that you can develop and make progress for people around you who need it immediately, rather than some idea that, may take 8 million years to develop before you could even get somebody on the land to live there. So it's a large endeavor, expensive endeavor. Start smaller, start local. That being the case, real quick, Fake Name says, once AP has enough citizens, I think you should host a committee to determine a standardized architecture for the Aeternian people. Kind of like a cultural thing. That definitely sounds cool. I would like that, absolutely. That's a great idea. And I would love to learn more about how to develop that committee. I want to have people here who can actively contribute to that. So if you know anybody, again, local, anybody who would be willing to come out here, who wants to help us develop, please do. They could be a part of that committee. MK says, if Aeternia gets money, maybe get more land or go to a hardware store and upgrade the buildings to be more sturdy for any storms. That's a great point. Again, we're trying to do things from the resources we have here as much as possible. So again, there are some things that we're going to do that we will be purchasing. Obviously for having citizens live here, we're going to be doing things that are a little less conventional for Aeternia. We're going to actually go and purchase things from, hardware stores and places like that. But for as much as we can, we want to use natural reclaimed stuff from Vitae. That's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of building this storage shed, to see how long it can stand the test of time, to see how much we can improve it and keep it stable and sturdy, and as well to learn more about natural building methods. But, ancient peoples built buildings that lasted for hundreds and thousands of years out of just what they could make with their bare hands. So, and with, very simple stone tools and stuff. So that being the case, those were incredible people, genius people. But we are trying to learn from them and take a step from there, take a page from their book and create something similar ourselves. Long time to go. It will be a long process, but we want to do things in the Aeternian way. Crisis King says, peace be upon you. Hey, good to see you, Crisis King. How are you? Nautica says, I'll be there for the next stream. Hey, thank you, Nautica. That means a lot. MK says, TikTok would be better to stream about stuff about Aeternia because more people will see your lives and it is easier to gain followers. I completely agree, MK. Manu says, Cyrus the Great, someone's always claiming Antarctica. Nautica says, Minecraft creeper noises. Yep, it's a real problem. Also, I agree. I do want to hit up those TikTok streams. So that'll be one of the things that we get on pretty soon. Again, we won't start it today, but either tonight, well, more than likely not tonight, but either tonight or within this coming week sometime, we will be on that. Until then, let me keep making some progress here, and we will see how far we get. Fourth bucket. Okay. Fourth bucket filled. Gonna go place that, and then we'll be on to the fifth bucket. Let me see if I can't drag this out of here. Go dump it. Fourth bucket down. On to our fifth bucket. Right now what I'm doing, I'm just going through and chopping off a lot of these roots at the edge of where we're developing, just so we have an easier time pulling them out. Digging out the place that we have thus far. As you can see, it's starting to get pretty deep. In just a second, I'll grab you guys and I'll show you what I'm talking about, but this is actually, you can start to see the layers of different dirt as we're digging deeper and deeper. So this is something that's legitimately going to be helping as we continue on, because our long-term goal be able to have this as a really secure, stable structure that is supported by being deeply rooted in the earth. So that's something that we're well on our way to here by just getting that land more developed, being able to dig down deeper and create a nice, strong foundation for this building. So, one shovel at a time. Going again. What I'm going to do now, we're not perfectly level with the rest of what we've been doing, but a lot of the dirt's starting to get packed down. So instead, what the game plan is for the moment is to start moving outward. So I've got about half a bucket filled up now, and I'm already starting to get a lot of pushback. So instead of continuing to dig with that, trying to scoop out loose dirt, we're actually going to go back to using our pickaxe, pulling out a lot more of this, trying to push forward again closer to the entrance. This is probably about a 16 foot length building that we have shaped out here, and probably like 9 feet wide. So small little structure, but something that allows us to get started, allows us to have some storage space and to continue to make progress here. And every time we come out, the more we have done, the easier it is for us to continue. Oh gosh, I got into some glass right here. There was something that was buried here. Yep, I hear more of it. There was some kind of a bottle here. Looks very old. Was filled with spider webs. Let's look at this. That was something that I just came upon. Oh, you can see that. Yep. It's all rusted through. Some kind of metal, aluminum, something. It had to be iron because it was all rusted, but dang. Well, didn't expect to find big chunks of glass, but yep, look at that. Probably a mason jar, something like that. It was out here. You don't want people to get cut up, but this is an active construction site, so hopefully people aren't walking around here barefoot. With that, let's keep getting into it. See if we can't reclaim some more bottles. Okay, yep, there's a big tree root right there. Okay, That guy's going to be annoying to bust out. So there's this guy. Let me show you it. Right here. Sorry for the rotation issues, guys. You see that? See this guy right here? Can you guys see what I'm seeing? Maybe not. Let me try and find where my hand's at. Follow it back. Yeah, right here. You see this? Annoying. Big root stuck in the ground. I chipped a piece of it off, but I need to dig that out. It continues to go back to a tree that is over here. So I don't want to kill that tree, but I think this particular root has been dead enough for a long enough time that we're not doing too much damage to it by pulling it out. So we're going to just continue this section, pull that out, leave that kind of like it is, and continue to make progress. So once again, I'll kind of tug on that here, show you guys, and then I'll set you back up so you can see the continuation of our progress. Maybe if I put you down lower, it'll be easier for you guys to see what we're up to. Again, 8 viewers, 14 likes. Thank you guys for that support. Let's see if I can't move some of this out of your way so that you guys can get a better feel for what we're doing here. Let's see, I don't know how much that helps. Push some of this back a little bit. Give you a better line of sight to what I'm doing. So this is that root right here. I'm going to go ahead and try and bang that out as much as possible. There we go. Just like that. That's what we wanted. That'd be a nice piece of firewood or something. But for right now, we're just trying to continue pulling everything out that we can. Again, I'm dealing with broken shards of glass in here, so if I were recommending this to you, I would say wear some safety goggles, but I didn't bring any out, Big Rock, because I didn't think that would happen. So hindsight is 20/20. In the future, I will bring more protective gear out here. But for right now, I need to get all this glass out. Yep, so getting the rest of this root out, just like that. Steady making progress. Okay. Getting better. One of the things you'll notice, kind of show it to you, Aeternia is lucky, Vitae specifically, because we have this beautiful red clay. It's hard to see the vibrant red color on camera, but that is almost pure clay right there. This is, again, it looks almost yellow on camera, but I can assure you, I'll take a picture of this for the future. This is orange. It's not a deep red, but a light orangish red. This is pure clay right here. This is stuff that we can use. As I crumple it up, you see it kind of makes that shape in my hand. Of course, it's just dirt, but this is stuff that we can actually use for Aeternian pottery. This is a resource of our land. This is something that right now we're trying to clear out, but it's also something that helps to make our structures more stable, because this, if we fire it, will make more like an adobe house than anything. Something which, again, have stood hundreds of years by many native groups around the world. So we're going to be using this beautiful Alabama red clay in the future for some products. If you guys would be interested in this, interested in purchasing either just some Aeternian red clay, or if you wanted to actually purchase a fired piece of pottery from us, definitely let us know and we can make you something nice. let's see what we got here. Fake name says, well, I think I'm gonna head out. See ya, fake name. Thank you. MK says, Minecraft Let's Play Part 1, making a wooden home. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. MK says, imagine you kept digging down and found gold or oil. That would be incredible, but I will say, just like you're saying, we did dig down and we found a precious resource. We did find, in fact, red clay, which we knew was here, but showing it to you guys today is something special because we have a lot of it. We have an absolute ton of it, and this is something that really will help to bring additional value to Aeternia, as we can use that to make pottery. Nice pottery. Very pretty pottery. So, if you guys would be interested in handmade pottery, just let us know, and we can continue to work on that in addition to the rest of the things we're doing here in the Empire. But until that point, we're going to focus our energies on building for the people here locally. Okay, got another bucket full there. Can throw that out, keep making some progress. We're starting to get closer to the front. We're just starting to creep past the halfway point at our furthest lip of our radius here, furthest edge of our radius. And so that's something interesting to watch the development of. It's really cool. We're getting close. I can feel it, you know. You can start to see, when we started, we were like back here. Today, when we started, that was about the size of our hole. Right now, it's all the way over here. We've gotten a good 2 to 3 feet of difference, actually level difference. But let me dig all this out and I can show you what I mean. Okay, back out here, add more to our bucket. Let's go! Speed run. Okay, second bucket of our new dig. Bringing that out, then we'll keep going. Okay, another bucket, ready to go. Let's see, let's start getting some from this side. Okay. Use my pickaxe to break up this little part right here. because it has this big root on it. There we go. Make that a little softer on us. There we go. Starting to break up some new ground. Up, more bottles. Jesus. How many bottles are we gonna have out here? What the hell was in there? Something gross. Ugh. Okay. Almost got this big twig broken. Big twig, big root broken. There we go. Smashing it up. There we go. Got another big root out. Slowly making this journey. Okay. Made some pretty good progress. What I'm going to go ahead and do, finish topping off this bucket, do 1 or 2 more buckets, and then we'll probably call it a day for today. But we have made some progress. Okay, that's a new bucket. Go and move this one out. Be back again for another 1 or 2. And then we'll be wrapping up. Okay. Also, 6 viewers, 15 likes. Jesus, I gotta read your guys' comments. Thank you guys so much for your support. Okay. Another bucket down. See how many more we got in our toolkit. See how many more we got energy-wise that I can do. Okay, another bucket. Slowly, you can see just from the shot that we're at now, we're slowly pushing more and more out here. We're almost to the edge of the screen. You know, so from just you sitting there for that moment, you can see kind of the expansion that we've done. Again, this is kind of probably 2 feet total for the day of expansion that we've done. We've gotten the sides a little bit wider as well, so that's been kind of nice. But yeah, we're getting it. Just a few more buckets, And then I think I'm calling her for the day. Let me throw this big guy on top of it. All right. Okay, another bucket down. Get back to it. I kind of moved the bucket out of screen and myself out of screen so I can grab some of this stuff that's still around, make it a little more level. Kind of show you guys a more accurate depiction of how much progress we made today. Okay, I'm pretty good. I think that might be me calling it. I'm going to move this bucket, show you guys what we have, and then that'll probably be it for this adventure. Let me go ahead and throw this and then I'll read the comments, show you guys around the property one more time, and we will be headed out. Alright guys, thank you guys. First off, let me finish reading some comments. Kingdom of Rad said, hey there, hey Kingdom of Rad, how are you? Real quick, let me run through a couple things with you guys, and then we'll show you what's up. MK said, Minecraft, let's play part 10, making a farm. Hopefully on our part 10, that will be what we're up to, but I imagine we'll have a few more parts in between there. Let me show you guys something. I got a little cut on my finger where the skin's peeling back. Sorry for the grossness, but that's why you wear gloves doing stuff like this. And that also lets me know that it's time for me to head out. I'm starting to get injured a little bit, but you got to put your blood, sweat, and tears into what you love. That's what I'm trying to do. So I've kind of moved away one of our tarps here. I'd like to put it back, but honestly, I don't think it's doing too much good right now. Even if it rains, by the time I come back out here, it should be pretty dry. And if not, I have a bucket to kind of bail water as I go. Maybe some rain will soften up the ground a little bit and I can dig out easier. But we are making progress. Starting to provide some protection right here to limit what comes in as far as rainwater, stuff like that. Let me show you guys a couple things. First off, if you didn't see in our previous ones, you guys should check out our other videos that we have. But we actually found this old jug, so this is pretty cool. This has become kind of a staple of Aeternia here. It's pretty cool. Something that we have rolling down the hill now. Something that we found that was just out here that we're making a part of our culture out here, a part of what we do. So real quick, gonna go ahead and drain this. Let me see if I can't do it one-handed. Yeah, so we're just gonna let that pipe out. If I swirl it, it should be just a little bit quicker, but it's such a thin bottleneck that it's gonna kind of chug water like that anyway. So got that thing pretty well drained. Put our cap back on there. And look at this thing. Pretty cool. Anyway, so we have that. If someone has some before and after pictures they could take, that would be pretty cool, but I'll set that right there. let's kind of take a step back and look at how much we've done today. So, this is the structure. You can already see it's a good bit wider than we had it previously. Last time we came out here and dug, we had gotten to about, try and lift this up as high as I can so you guys can see as much of it as you can, about right here where this twig is, where this little piece of greenery right here is. And we have done everything beyond that up to this point today. So we've effectively doubled the size of this hole, maybe not in depth, but certainly in length. We're trying to get it more flat so that we actually have it in depth. And now you can see as we come right here, you know, this wall obviously, tallest thing to my point, but even right here, you know, we're starting to get to the point where this is shoulder height. So we're making some sincere progress. As well, I have a couple other things that I can show you guys as I start to pick up real fast and head out. Let me see. So you've got that. I've got this log out here, which has been out here for quite some time. It's fairly rotten, but it has a big hole in the center where it kind of rotted out in a very specific way. And I was curious to see if I can make a cool little fire. Sorry. It rotted out in a very specific way. I'm kind of hoping to see if I can't build a little fire pit out of that. That would be interesting to make a little, like a, oh goodness, like a chimney furnace or something, like a, goodness, I'm trying to think of what they call them. Effectively like a little standing fire. But this would, you know, as the air moves through it, it would consume the wood. That would be a pretty cool little thing to see. As well, we have plenty of cans out here from people drinking and leaving them out, which is a problem. We probably need to put some no trespassing signs out here pretty quickly so that people leave our territory alone. But I don't think many people have been coming back around here recently. It's just old stuff. Although there may be some people, so I do need to watch out for that. Again, put some signs up. We have a lot of fallen branches, so I think next time as we come out, what I'm going to be doing is going through just everything that's fallen over the winter, you know, things that have died, things that aren't doing too well anymore, and kind of reclaim that, one, to make way for new foliage, to make way for new woods and development here, as well to continue to add to our structure. So I'm going to be doing that. If you keep along with us, keep following us next time, we'll be doing that. One of the things that I thought was just beautiful here, we have these vines that are starting to grow in our structure, which, you know, are really pretty and kind of a symbol of, even though this place has been left for a while, there is life here. There is progress and development being made, and it's actually helping us. You know, you look at this and you don't see much, but this vine right here, as it continues to wrap around, of course we'll add some weight, so we'll have to make sure to secure it properly, but that can be something that adds additional structure here and additional support. And also just keeps this structure alive. This is something that is working with the nature that it is a part of instead of against it, like many of our man-made structures do. So, for example, this is, that we cut the top off of it right here. This is actually a tree that is planted in the ground. So that's still alive. It's still gaining nutrients. As you can see, these branches that are coming off of it, these roots that are, these vines that are coming off of it, are helping to maintain it to some extent. So even though it doesn't have any active leaves right now, it's in the winter, so it's fine. We've cut it, and this tree could die, but it may make a resurgence and come back a little bit stronger than it was before. And if so, we will have a nice permanent fixture as a part of our structure as well. We did try and build this around trees. As you can see, this one right here is also just a tree that is fixed into the ground. Same thing over here, and the same thing over in that corner. We really wanted to make sure that we built our four corners around living trees. So that one as well is a living tree. And we're doing that just so that this structure, again, as we add other supports, is a living, breathing structure. So it is something that's continuing to grow with the environment that we are surrounded by, and becomes a part of Vitae as we do. So yeah, we're making some good progress here, and that being the case, I will see you all next time. Aeternia forever. And oh, real quick, let me finish reading the comments. Sorry about that. Kingdom of Rad, hey there, good to see you. Again, we're building and developing here. Manu says, have you thought about building structures with adobe? Yes, that is actually what we were just talking about with this red clay. That's what we're doing. So adobe structures are essentially, or adobe, however you pronounce it, is essentially just mud huts. They are structures that are built out of wood and earth. And that's what we're doing here. That was one of the things that I wanted to show you as well. We took the dirt that we were getting today. As you saw originally, our walls left much to be desired, but we've done, 6 or 8 buckets today. Probably more than that, probably like 10 buckets today. And as you can see, now our walls are significantly beefed. So over on this side, we have a good amount that's able to add to our structure and provide additional support. Again, we're kind of burying these trees a little bit more, but that's going to help to prevent them from rotting away and decaying. As well, it still allows their leaves to grow and to do what they will. This is also a living tree right here, so that's something that helps us significantly as we continue. And again, we can kind of just move some of this dirt around to help support the frame of our structure and prevent further erosion and rot of it. So we're doing good there. We're making some progress. We're beefing the structure up. We are increasing its stability. And when it rains, that is going to make this all into one more cohesive structure. So that's a part of it. What the actual adobe part of it would be, that would be, as we work on it over time, would actually be to heat that material. So a lot of the time they cook adobe tiles or the actual full structure of a building and kind of heat it so that it becomes a solid clay, a ceramic that works for the structure of the building. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Again, this is some other clay that we just put there today. This is stuff that we added earlier. Again, if you remember coming back around here, when we initially started, this wasn't nearly as tall. And so we're going in, or nearly as wide out from the base. And so we're going in and being able to do that. And again, as we continue this structure, this isn't just going to be something that, let me show you kind of from the ground, comes up to about right here. This should come all the way up to the top of that post where the where that material is draping over right there. So that big post is going to have wood piling all the way up to the top of it, and then it is going to have dirt piling up all the way to the top of it, adobe. We're going to be sealing that, securing it, making it nice and structurally sound, having some grass and other things grow on it. And then we are going to actually be creating lean-to structures for this and starting to create our roof that we can then put this plastic material back underneath to continue to support it, and we will keep going. The next thing that we need to do when we start removing more buckets of dirt, we're going to beef up this side because we really haven't put a lot of dirt here. So that's going to be kind of our next goal, beef this up as much as possible, kind of have it supported in as many ways as we can to limit critters getting in, to limit people getting in, etc. But right now, people can very easily get in because as we walk around, there's a big open doorway. Again, this big open section right here. This is our entrance. And as we finish building up our other 3 sides, we will start to secure and finish building this, and then we will be adding in some additional supports there to secure this a little bit better. It's kind of shaky. And we will be adding in a door. Again, improved framing and a door will be kind of the final steps to this structure after we do a lot more with it. Kingdom of Rad says, I think you should try and make a farm when you're done with this. Oh, absolutely. That's going to be the plan. MK says, yeah, making a farm would be cool. Oh, of course. We have to develop agriculture. We're going to feed our people. Kingdom of Rad says, yep, so he doesn't have to buy food. That's the plan. But in order to do that, we have to be able to store things somewhere. Because right now, this is just open forest that is next to 2 roads. And so at any point, if anybody wanted to, there's no fence here. There's nothing preventing anybody, any of our neighbors or anybody who drives along down the street, from parking their car, getting out, and taking whatever we have set out just in the open for themselves. They're coming and destroying things, or coming and throwing trash and stuff like that. So as we continue to develop things, we need to be able to have a place to lock them up. a shelter to be able to have them. So even though this isn't the first resident of Aeternia, this isn't the house of someone in Aeternia yet, this is going to start out as a storage facility, something that doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to have all the amenities of modern life. It is just going to be something meant to hold and protect materials that we have to continue upgrading this place. So that way, every time I come out here, I don't have to bring the pickaxe and the shovel and the bucket and any seeds that we have, any metals that we decide to bring out here, maybe precious metals, gold, copper, silver, stuff like that. We won't have to bring our materials like nails, additional wood, sandbags, any of that stuff, concrete mix, any of that stuff will be protected here and locked up, and will be pretty safe from prying eyes. So yeah, we're slowly continuing. Again, if you guys want to support us, please subscribe. Please like the videos. Please start sharing and screaming to the world that Aeternia is here and we're trying to make a difference. Republic of Nautica says, hello, I'm back and getting ready for family pictures with the first family of Nautica. Congratulations, Nautica. I wish you luck with your family pictures. Rad says, cool, Nautica. Well, I think you should collect clay to sell or use to make pots. 100%. That's what we just said. And if you would like to buy some, again, this is this beautiful Alabama red clay that we have here as a staple of Aeternia. We've actually mentioned this before in previous streams and stuff. And if you guys want some of this, we can either sell the clay directly, which we might do if you want to make your own products and sell them as collaborations between Aeternia and your nation, or we can even make finished products ourselves and sell those. So we will be doing that, and we'll update you along the way. As you can see, my hands are orange now from that red clay. Eastern Valley says, I burnt my brownie. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. MK says, it doesn't need to be a big farm, just a small farm for a bit of food. Also have a food source. Agreed. We want to get, things that are fairly easy, tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbage, stuff like that, stuff to make salads and things. We also want to try and raise some quail out here. So that's going to be kind of our next purpose once we can. But we want to come live out here before we do that. So as we continue doing this, once we build this storage shed, we will be developing our agriculture here and starting to come out here to live. That way, once we need to start cultivating our agriculture, we can be here and ready to do that. Kingdom of Rad says, I'm making a garden for my nation. Rad says, yeah, pretty true. MK says, can you actually make your own oil? Depending on, what you're doing. Yeah, sure. For example, animal fat has oil in it, it's not the exact same as petroleum, because petroleum is something that takes thousands, millions of years, actually millions of years to compress in the earth under extreme temperatures and heats, decaying animal matter, biomatter, into petroleum. But animal fat does in fact have oils that can be burnt, similarly to petroleum, that work well. People for many years had oil lanterns and things that were made from animal fat. Eastern Valley says no. Kingdom of Rad says I don't think so. Kingdom of Rad says you can make plant oil and biofuel, but oil no. Kingdom of Rad says, hey guys, what is he making? Again, storage facility. MK says, I've heard a lot of people make their own oil, but it's able to power your house, nothing big. That's pretty cool though. Powering your house is pretty big. Rad says, good. Kingdom of Rad says, yeah, that's pretty cool. Grace's King says, so let me introduce myself. I'm Elijah, an Orthodox Christian, revert, and president of Christian Republic of Bratislava. Very cool. Iron says, you should sell 1 cup of red clay for $1 to start trade. Agreed. Yeah, 100%. If somebody wants to buy a cup of red clay for $1, let me know, and I will sell it. Would you be interested in buying some iron? MK says, you can also use water to power your car, through electrolysis. Yep. Elijah says, cool. Yep, pretty cool. Crisis King says, I am serving most mortified. How are you doing? We're doing well. How about you? Rad says, you can also use aluminum and other cheap metals to make stuff. Oh, absolutely. We have a metals refining industry. We're already doing that. We have a furnace that we use. We also have an electric arc furnace, which is environmentally friendly and a little bit better to use than propane, but we now also have a propane furnace, which we'll be showing off more in future videos. Nautica says, I'll be back in a bit. Rad says, K. MK says, you just wouldn't know how to. Rad says, I feel like he could pay his people for aluminum cans so he can make stuff with some of his friends. 100%. Although we don't need to pay people for cans. A lot of the time cans are people's waste. We've been able to get plenty of cans just by asking people to save them for us, because otherwise they'll throw them in the trash. So we haven't been paying people for cans. We can just get them. Rad says, cool. Kingdom of Rad says, yeah. MK says, didn't we consider your cat the god of Aeternia a few months ago on stream? Maybe so. You guys make some solid memes, and I do appreciate it. We have both Uno and Moondust. Uno is my cat. Moondust is Tiffany's cat. We've made plenty of videos. Like if you go back and watch the homeless micronationalist video, which I made talking about my living situation and stuff, I actually made some jokes in there, and we had Uno as like a an evil villain type cat, and Moondust as like the detective like cat. It was pretty interesting. Rad says you should recycle that stuff. We do recycle it. We make it into different molds, and I'll show you. Iron Sharpness says you should sell one cup of clay for $1 to start trade. Yep. Would you want to buy some? Rad says, yeah, starting trade is a great idea. So you could sell clay for $1 and sell it for something else. Very true. Let me know if you guys want to buy the clay, though. That's the thing. You can talk about you should sell clay for $1 a cup. But until you say, I'm going to buy clay from you right now, then it's, who are we selling to? So we have the Imperial Market, Etsy.com/the Imperial Market. You can check that out. You can purchase other things from us as well as red clay. We will start marketing that and selling that on there, but it costs us money to put things on Etsy to be sold. So if you guys want to buy some, you need to let us know and start putting those orders in. Candles Tall says, make the clay into bricks. Yes, we actually have tried that as well. We did that once before here where we had setups to do that. And it's not a bad idea. It's a little bit time consuming. Like as of right now, it's much easier for us to just stack the dirt and the clay up against the walls and make like an adobe structure. As well, it kind of blends more naturally into the land than the clay bricks. But we definitely can do that as well and have done that in the past. If you go back and watch the stream that we did with Ryan, we do that. And that's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's just a long process and we're continuing to develop it. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I can't wait to see you all next time. And please reach out to me, eternianempire@gmail.com. You can reach out via our website, or you can go to any of our social media, our YouTube in the comments, jump in the comments here. You can get into Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those places. And let us know what you think about Aeternia, about our red clay, about Vitae, our land purchase here, and our developing territory, and just what Aeternia means to you, what micronationalism means to you. So I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you all soon. Aeternia forever. Peace, guys.